Hello, Jeff, and thank you for coming. Right, I explained before, didn't I, about that this is an evaluation of what we did.
Yeah.
So, start off with, tell us what you did.
We did the Reno, we did the dig.
Yeah.
And excavated the place. The first day we were there, we put the fences up.
I remember that.
We put the fences up and the cabin started coming in. And then it just started getting a bit real, didn't it, when the tractor come in and started digging up the excavator. Just enjoyed doing the digging, whatever it was, innit?
Tell me how you felt when you was putting up the fences.
Bit wet.
No, like you just said then though, you said it started to become real, because I remember how I felt.
Because we started bringing it in, didn't we, the fences, and it started, and we started, so I was picturing where the Reno was then, you know what I mean? And it just started happening, didn't it? Slowly. And then the cabins come and then everything just come real then, didn't it, more or less, you know? I could see you looking at the cabins with a smile on your face.
I was, man.
I thought Linda said to herself, well, I've made it now, this is it, I've done it. After a load of trouble or whatever you've had to do to get there, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because it wasn't an easy path, I shouldn't think, you know what I mean? A lot of people think it's easy, you can ask people to do things for you and they'll do it. But it's not, was it, you know? Especially if it was a Moss Side project, you know what I mean?
Why? What do you mean by that?
You know, well, you know, what other things have you really done for us in Moss Side, you know what I mean? Every time I see everything, they knock a lot of houses down and build a lot of private houses. And they're saying that there's no housing, so there's no housing for people, but they can build big student places and all the rest of it, you know, where people lived. So, I don't know, just closed in.
Yeah.
All private houses closing us in and flats and whatever.
So what did the project mean to you then about, because you link it to things like that, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a nice thing to be doing, you know, to bring out, see what we could find, and when we started finding things, that was good as well,
Yeah.
you know. And when you actually seen the hole and you seen the floor, and we found a lot of different things, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people stood there and was thinking about the youth when they were there, you know.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, you're doing things and you must have thought, oh, I remember I was here, you know. It's a shame that we couldn't, like I've said it before, that we couldn't get to the barn.
Yeah.
That was a shame, that.
You know why that was though, don't you?
Like winding the road, didn't they?
Yeah, they'd widen the road and the pavement.
Like you said though, they could have been sinking the barn. We might have found a lot more of the stuff in the barn.
Yeah, that would have been great to see the bar though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been.
Yeah.
But like when we went to that, after the Whitworth Gallery, we went to that little place. If you closed your eyes, it was like the Reno.
I'm having you.
Yeah, because if you would have gone in and the stage, the DJ box would have been at where that circle was,
yeah.
Right? And then the bar was there, and closed your eyes and thought about it, it was the Reno. And we took it over like it was the Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. That was my favourite night, to be honest.
We had a good time in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a good time in that, especially when we started putting all the chairs up. We don't want to sit down, we want to dance, you know what I mean? And everybody was dancing and enjoying themselves. It was a beautiful atmosphere, wasn't it?
I thought so.
You know, from coming from the Whitworth Gallery, where we had a good time anyway.
Yeah.
The music was there, everything was sound, we were all chilled out. And then we went there, and then we chilled out more. Then we started putting the chairs on and dancing. I don't think anybody sat down, did they? Everybody was dancing. And I was thinking, just looking around and thinking, this could be the Reno more or less, you know what I mean? If you think about it, because it was dark, horrible, and whatever.
And the shape, the long shape.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
If you think about it.
Yeah.
And the low ceiling more or less.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And like you said, the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because if where that circle was, like I say, if the DJ box would have been there, and then the bar had been, it's more or less the same.
What did you feel when you seen the memoirs on the wall in the Whitworth?
I just think some memoirs of how do you mean, people who died or passed on?
Remember if you went, did you only stay in where we was dancing, or did you walk round the gallery in the Whitworth?
I walked round some of it, yeah.
Yeah. on some of the walls there was like our memoirs, you know, when we was telling our stories last time on the video. They were big on the walls, projected on their art. Did you not see them?
No, I missed them.
Yeah. How did it feel to be in the Whitworth and it be about us?
It felt alright. I thought, well, when I was a kid I used to go in there and run around and the guys used to chase you and all sorts.
Typical.
And I thought to myself, why? And then it was just a nice atmosphere. When everybody started getting in and just the music started playing, everybody just relaxed and got on together, didn't we? You know what I mean? Proved the point that we can all be in a crowd and there's no trouble.
Yeah.
You know, we all enjoyed ourselves because we were all there for one reason, to enjoy ourselves and celebrate what we've done, you know what I mean?
Oh, well put.
Yeah, that's what we were there for.
Yeah.
But I think when we started the dig,
yeah.
And we had the people coming, what they call them, the people who were going to excavate the place.
The archaeologists.
Yeah, them. I don't know if they've ever mixed with us lot of people before, right? So I think they might have had a little bit of doubts, but after a couple of days, I think them doubts went, you know, because they were just like us enjoying ourselves, weren't they? You know?
Absolutely.
Because I think when, you know, some people, white people, when they first come and they see you, they've heard all these stories and whatever, and they come to get to know you, and they think, oh, I can't believe this, you know what I mean? We were just a group of people who enjoyed ourselves, didn't care what colour you was, you know what I mean?
But I think it's true the other way round as well, Jeff, that they're just people as well.
Oh, yeah.
And we got to learn that as well, didn't we?
We got to learn everything. Well, they taught, well, they're showing us different things, you know. I was enjoying myself when I was doing when my leg went and I come back and I was doing the inside, doing all this cleaning and whatever, you know what I mean?
I forgot about that you was cleaning the artefacts with Kerry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two was a great team, weren't you?
I know, putting toilets together and whatever.
Yeah. With a similar nature though as well, you know, you just got on.
Just calm, you was calm, I was calm,
you
know what I mean?
Yeah. You had it proper under wraps, that place, with the finds.
But it was good. I like how her mind was as well, because we're looking at the toilet and we're trying to put it together, and she just went like, started putting it together, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had it pretty good in there, didn't we? Had it all cleaned up.
What do you think worked about the dig?
I think everything worked about the dig. We all got on together. There was no arguments, except for you shouting at us all the time.
Everyone said this. Oh man, I'm ashamed.
And then I thought to myself, no, Linda's just an artist person. That's the way they carry on anyway.
Oh man,
that's just the
I'm
way.
Ashamed.
No, you got no to be ashamed of. You know what I mean? Because you had a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah.
Right, you had a lot of pressure. And there was a lot at stake when they started digging there, you know what I mean? So you're bound to be a bit hypey about things, and then, you we just got on, nobody growled at you, did they?
No, nobody said a word, everyone saved it for now. Nobody said anything, Jeff, they just did what I said, you know.
Because I thought to myself, what have I done? Why is she shouting at me? What have I done? And then I just thought to myself, oh, she's some of them arty people, they always shout and go on with themselves.
Go.
But we all got on, you know, we all had a good time, you know what I mean? We just put up with it, you know what I mean? Because we had to.
Oh God, that sounds worse.
No, it's not worse. With that, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah.
So we had to learn somewhere. You can't go and say, oh, well, I know what I'm doing. You know, have an ignorant attitude, like, you know, go jump down an hole and start digging what you don't know what you're doing. Like, anything could have happened to us. But luckily, nothing did it? We went perfectly. Because nobody had any egos. Everybody was just worked together.
That's true.
You know, nobody had an ego, I'm doing this, I'm better than you, you know what I mean? We all got on together, we all dug, even though the rain came down on us, even though it was cold, we didn't feel that. And I was enjoying myself until my leg went.
Aww.
You know what I mean?
Oh, how long did that take you out for? It was a couple of days, wasn't it?
A week or so, yeah.
Yeah.
When it just goes once in a while, and I don't know. It's just mad. When it first went, my leg, I couldn't stop shaking. It couldn't stop shaking. I had to phone the ambulance for me.
The very first time it happened?
First time it happened, yeah. I couldn't stop my legs shaking, so I had to phone an ambulance. And they took me to hospital and gave me a few tablets and some gas, you know, and all the rest of it.
And said it's what?
He did. He said Trachea, what's it? I forget what it's
sciatica.
Yeah, something like that in my leg. But I was lying there in the hospital and my leg was really, really paining me and I was going like that. And then they had a curtain and they brought this woman next to me. And then the next thing you know, they said, "Oh, she's gone." You know what I mean? And it just took my mind off my leg and I could see them through the curtain trying to bring her back. I'm giving her and then they brought her back and forth and I thought my leg's all right, I'm getting out here.
Before I'm dead.
I just wanted to get out.
Wow.
Just wanted to get out of the hospital.
Wow.
And then it just stopped and it just got, I don't know when it's happened, it just goes. It's weird.
So all the initial digging that you did all the dragging of the fencing the first day. You did, you was always hands on, so all the digging must have aggravated
Something like that, yeah.
But Jeff, as a trooper man, you came back and you did the finds. Yeah.
Can't give up, you know what I mean? Just want to do a silly lip. That's why you put me on the thing. I wanted the artifact, that was all right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed doing that. Like I said, we both got on together doing it.
No, you were great. You was a great little team.
Because we were both the same nature, quiet, weren't we? Just getting on with it.
Yeah. What do you think could have been done better?
I don't think anything could have been done better. You know, we had everything there, didn't we? We had our cabins, we had everything. We had everything we needed. People brought us food, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People said that, I heard a lot of people saying, "Look, the community kids got a little bit more involved," you know what I mean? And I think enough people did get involved. Like, if there had been too many, it'd have just been silly, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? But I think we did everything we could as we did it.
Yeah.
And it all came out all right at the end. Nobody got injured.
No.
You know, we all walked off that site okay.
Yeah.
My leg where it went was nothing to do with the site. It was just one of them things that I've got.
It probably was triggered by all the work you were doing because you was bang at it in the early days. Yeah.
I just love work. When I start something, I like to finish it.
No, I know.
There's no point in starting something if you're not going to finish it, you know what I mean? That's why I had to come back. When I was at home with it, I was thinking, I've got to get back there. And my leg was killing me. I was thinking, I've got to get back there because I can't handle this. I've got to finish it. Because I like to start something and I'll finish it.
Yeah.
There's no point in, and that's what I thought.
Was it when you was actually doing the artifacts? Was it all right or?
No, it was still paining me, but I don't really say I'm not going to go. Well, it's paining me. I want to go. You know what I mean? Just aggravates you a little bit. You know what I mean? I couldn't bend it properly, but it's like now my legs sound. It's just one of them damn things that you get in life, isn't it?
What's your favourite moment on the dig?
My favourite moment? I don't know. There's no favourite. I don't know. I can't think of a famous time, I think when we actually found the actual floor from all the arguments what we were having, that door's there, the Reno's there, we forgot about the storeroom next to the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then there was the gambling room.
Yeah.
But I think that's what when we started finding things and seeing the floor and everything, we thought, nice one,
Yeah.
It's just like we said before, we couldn't go any further than we wanted to.
Yeah, that would have been amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
The one that put it in perspective for me was when we found the gambling room.
Yeah.
Because once you got the gambling room, then everything made sense. It was the fat stone step of the gambling room made it all make sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I could really see that was opposite the bar, do you remember?
Yeah.
And then the dance floor was a little further on. Yeah.
I think that's when we started finding everything. I think everybody's eyes lit up then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When we found that. Everybody's eyes lit up and thought, I was there. And then going back thinking we were youth.
Yeah. Definitely. Because, when we first seen all the white tiles, Jeff, I thought we was in the wrong place.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, because it's the cladding had rotted.
All the cladding had gone, hasn't it?
Yeah. So I was thinking, where's white tiles come from? It took ages for it to make sense. Yeah. But we did find a piece of the cladding, Yeah. I've got it.
Right.
A piece of, the brown cladding.
Yeah.
But I think Brian found it in that... Remember the step that Brian kept going at?
Yeah. That
came out the gambling room the other way to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one where the slate moved, wasn't it?
That's
you could
it.
see right underneath.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nobody let us go underneath there.
Yeah, that's dangerous. The one. I know there was a little gang of yous that was just digging at that bit. But we found loads of good stuff in that bit.
Yeah. Found some good buckles as well, really.
Yeah. some great. They're all in my spare room.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we have this gallery thing, are you going to bring them all out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Put them in the gallery for a part of it. That'll be nice, won't it?
Yeah, we'll just bring them out and we'll all decide together what we do with them.
Yeah.
And you know how they look.
Yeah. Well, I think it'll be all right. It'll be nice. Can't wait to get that gallery thing going.
Why? Tell me.
It's just something to do, isn't it? You know, and let's see, can we actually, well, we know we can, we did the dig, so we know we can do this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just getting it right, innit? You know, as we want it.
And being a team, you know, working, again, it's work, but a smaller team now.
Yeah.
And it'll be dead interesting to see what we come up with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I promise I won't be shouting at nobody. There was so much at stake though, Jeff.
No, that's what I said to you before. I understand that, you know what I mean? So I just go, all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, but I understand that, you know. But
what did you think about doing the memoir? Nobody mentions that. You know, when you did your interview, your first one.
The first one?
Yeah.
I thought it was nice to, you know, be doing something like we were doing, you know.
When you was talking in your flat, when I come to your flat, how did you feel when I left?
I felt all right, actually. I thought, well, I've done something there, you know. At least somebody will remember me one day and look at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just nice to be there, innit, you know what I mean, at the time. I just think I think everything we're doing is part of history, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, really?
Yeah.
You know, we're part of this history of Moss Side, you know.
And of England as well. Yeah. We're not disconnected from England.
No.
You know, we grew up in England and our story is important as well.
That's it. That was not, you know, like forgotten, is it, you know?
Yeah.
Because when we went to school, all we learned about is Christopher Columbus and Francis Drake and all the rest of it, but you never learn about your own history, you know, things like that, wasn't it?
Well, we didn't even know that we had one.
Yeah. Oh, I knew I had an history. My dad used to always tell me before he came a bad man. Yeah. He said, I come from Africa, my family got took out as slaves and things like that, you know.
Did he?
Yeah. A lot of his, you know, his family history and whatever. He was, you know, before them Africans.
Well, yeah, we don't think about that, do we? That they've got an entire other life that happened. Because how old was he when he came here?
Well, that's what you don't know. You never know their ages.
My dad was 39.
Yeah.
That's a big life he's already lived in Jamaica. He's a big grown man.
Yeah. I think my dad was, I don't know, 20s. He was on the merchant ships, wasn't he?
Right.
And then he just came an engineer and whatever, you know. But he used to always say, some of my family's slaves, you know. I used to think, I never understood what he meant, you know what I mean?
Exactly what you mean.
I never understood. He said, you don't understand, you're so privileged. My family were a lot of slaves, you know. And I used to laugh at him, and when you get older, you realise what he was saying, you know.
He was trying to tell you something.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. I had a good question and I've forgotten it. Because you've made me just go calm like you. Yeah. So what have we done? We did the memoirs, didn't we? With the interviews. Then we did the excavation. Yeah. Then we went to the Whitworth. Yeah. And then we're about to go to the Whitworth for 12 months. Right. That's major, you know, Jeff. Yeah. Isn't it? That's absolutely major.
Yeah. You know what we was talking about, that place where we went? Was that little bar called where we went?
Oh, Big Hands.
Big Hands. So if you get that guy who's going to do the artist part of it or whatever,
go on, keep going.
Be a good place to go and see in there. And give them a rough idea how it
of how it looked.
Yeah, that's like a rough, you know, like we said before, it's like a bit like the Reno, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, small, just get that sort of atmosphere that he gets. Because our Reno, even though it wasn't clean as such, you know what I mean? It wasn't polished and everything, but it was a place to go. And everybody got dressed up, everybody enjoyed themselves.
It was a dive.
Yeah, it was.
It was our dive, yeah.
It was. Yeah. But we enjoyed ourselves, you know what I mean? Really did.
Oh, it was fabulous, man.
You could always come in the corner, you know, you'd come in, there'd be Frank and his missus sat in their corner next next to the stage.
Yeah.
Remember, there was a stage there, wasn't there? And then there used to be a big speaker, and that's where Frank and them used to, his missus and that used to sit, you know. Then we'd probably squeeze in the corner around, because the speaker was there, and there was a little alleyway like that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
If you come and you just go in there, and then there was the bar, we used to all sit round there, didn't we?
Yeah. Do you remember Christmas when you couldn't walk?
Oh, it was packed, wasn't it?
Yeah. You had to just forget about going to the bar. At Christmas.
Yeah. It was alright Christmas though, sometimes. Door, it was alright working on the door as well, so it was okay.
It was all wonderful. That was wonderful then, but our dig was wonderful as well. It had that feeling again, you know, when people was arriving. Jeff,
Well, that's what I'm saying to you, that when we had that atmosphere, and I bet a lot of people looked at and going back to the youth, and thinking, I was here when you've got to go back and think, yeah, I did this, I did that, you know what I mean? So it's just bringing back memories to you, wasn't it, you know what I mean? And when, like we said, when we found the floor, a lot of people want to get down and dance on it.
Yeah, lots of people got down. Do you know what we've not mentioned? The marquee night.
Yeah. I think the marquee was okay, yeah. But I think we should have made it bigger. Bigger. You know, the dance floor. Yeah. At the end, everybody was outside dancing. It was outside. That squeeze. Yeah. It was proper. I thought to myself, we should have had one of them other ones and made it dead big. But we never thought, did we? That many people were going to come.
No. No. That's thanks to Helen Ryan Lewis. Big up to Helen Ryan Lewis, man. She pure promoted it. Yeah. You know, and got loads of people there.
And it's nice to see it on the TV as well, being recognised, you know what I mean?
Fantastic. And wait a minute, and our National Lottery Finalist Award.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well, aren't we?
Aren't we?
Yeah.
Aren't we though? It's absolutely.
You know, like I say, everything comes from a little acorn, doesn't it? And that's what's happening, it's just sprouting.
It's turning into a tree.
It's turning right into a little tree.
Yeah.
We've got books and things like that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we've got loads of things. Yeah.
God, I forgot about... God, it's got mental. This is the first time I've proper sat down. Do you know, because even though I've done other interviews, I don't know, there's something about you that's making me feel calm. I'm really wow. Yeah.
I don't know, I must have just had that aura around me.
It's because you're calm, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to be.
No, but you just are naturally, you always were.
But it's alright being like I am, but people do take liberties, you know. And sometimes I feel like hitting them, you know, but I just don't, you know.
No, but you're not a pushover either. No. I knew on the dig I couldn't force you to do anything you didn't want to do. Yeah. Whereas there's other people that I knew that I could. Do you know? No, not me being awful, but you know someone's limits, don't you? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you can keep asking things from.
I didn't mind him bossing me about on that day because I was, like I said, I was a newbie on that, so I just wanted to know what I'm doing, you know what I mean?
So was I really. What I was the project manager, the person that held it together, and she was so relaxed herself as well, was Sarah, the archaeologist. Because she did enough of her job, didn't she? Yeah. But also she became one of us.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying to you. When they first started, they must have been a bit wary.
Absolutely.
And then as they got to know us, they realised the personalities that we've got, we're all happy people, you know. So that kind of vibe rubs off on everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't matter what kind of situation you're in. If you've got that kind of vibe when you walk in, people are relaxed. I've walked into situations where, what's this black person doing? And then after a bit, I've just relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard a lot of people saying that they couldn't go to clubs in town, and I never had any trouble like that. I used to go to places in Salford before black people moved there or whatever. I used to go to the pubs and dues and things like that, and I was the only half caste guy there, and I never got any trouble. I always got treated well, you know what I mean? I used to go with people, a few guys, and I think they thought, well, you know, we was having a good time. Never had any trouble.
But that's because half your nature is white, though. And mainly you were brought up by your mum, innit, who's white.
I was brought up with mum, you know.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Who's white, so your nature, you go with what protects you, don't you? So the colour of your skin in a way is
irrelevant. Sometimes, like I told you, is that you get some half-caste people saying, but I don't know what I am. Of course you know what you are. You're half black and you're half white. Don't forget that, you know. To say you're black does insult your parents.
I think so.
You know, if you say you're black, how can you be? You're half white and I half black. Sets it or not, you know what I mean?
But for the last decade or so, that's been the way, though. And it's not that they've gone, oh, I don't know what I am. It's that the world's gone, you're black.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but you're not black, your mum exists. If you come out of your mum's...
Well, that's what I say. You couldn't say, oh, I'm black, because you're insulting your parents, aren't you? You know, I said to somebody, I'm black. I'm insulting my mother. I'd never do that in my life. You know? I never did it when she was alive. So why would I do it when she's dead? You know what I mean?
And you make sense in both cultures, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know, when you go into like an African situation, part of you will just know. You don't have to think about it, because part of you is half African.
Well, I was brought up with, like, my mother, she'd have her friends, like, there wasn't many, but there was a few Jewish women that my mum knew, you know. I used to go and see them or whatever. So I used to get with them, and then I'd go somewhere else with my mother, and there'd be Africans. I used to go to some house where they were practicing 2 belly dancers. I used to sit on a couch like this and watch them like that, fascinated. And the guy be playing the drums and whatever, and these 2 women be practicing the belly dancing.
Oh, belly dancing.
Yeah, I used to sit there like that.
2 African girls?
No, just white women.
Oh,
but
right.
the African guys were playing the drums and things like that. They used to play in the clubs and whatever. I used to sit there like that, you know, big women like, you know, fascinated.
How old was you?
Oh, I was only young.
Was your mum arty?
My mum was, she was just talented in her own right, you know what I mean? She tried to teach me to speak her language, you know, but, you know, being ignorant I never learned. I'm sorry I never did, you know what I mean?
What's her, like, is it Hebrew?
Yeah, she used to teach me a few things, you know what I mean? But being like you are, you know, I won't go out and play.
And I just want to be the same as everybody else, thank you.
Well, that's it. She never pushed anything too on me, you know what I mean? Really, she didn't. And like I said, I never had a grandfather or a grandmother, because they kicked her out more or less when she went with my dad, you know what I mean? So I never had any grandparents as such. So I used to always talk to the old people. I used to go to the old people's home with me and sit there and talk to the old guys and tell me about the war and what they did, you know. Like you say, I'm just relaxed, and they used to talk to me, you know. And I said, so what do you do in the war? Oh, well, I was a pilot, or I was bloody a soldier, you know.
That's amazing.
I used to love talking to old people, because they had some stories to tell you, you know what I mean? Yeah, you really did. And I used to learn a lot from them as well.
What did you learn the most from the dig? Or from our entire experience now? From doing your first interview to now, what have you learned about yourself?
I don't really know, because I don't think I can learn anything else about myself, because I'm just the way I am, you know what I mean? I'm just happy the way I am, you know. And I've learned, I don't think I've learned anything really, as such, you know. I just know that I know when I start something, I finish it, and I know I did it, you know what I mean? Even though I come back. Yeah. I don't think I've learned, I don't know. I just don't think I've learned anything. I'm just me. You know what I mean? And I think we had a great time anyway. Yeah.
No, I do. Yeah. We really did have a great time. And just the article compound, you know, it was all happening every day. I couldn't wait to get back every day.
That's what I said to you when I was, my leg giving, I was sat home, I was thinking, I want to get back there, I've got to finish this, you know what I mean? Stupid leg I was saying to So I had to relax and do some meditation and just get my leg right. Because I've got, this guy's giving me some yoga to do for my leg and whatever. Tiring though.
Yeah. Does it work though?
It works. It's worked a lot now. It's a lot calmer than it was, you know. It's a lot better. Yeah. But like I said, I ride my bike now anyway, so it's getting it back. It's just one of them things, isn't it?
Definitely. Have you got anything else to say?
Just that. Let's carry on what we're doing, you know what I mean? take it to as far as we can take it, innit? You know, simple as that. I can't wait for the gallery to get done. That's got to be nice.
No, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And that we can have pick our own work of art. To make our own little individual exhibition around. That's astonishing, Jeff.
I'd like to go down there and see if they've got any sort of African pictures and things like that, wouldn't it, you know?
They will have.
Yeah, different things.
They've got like this whole big collection that nobody ever sees because there's not enough room to bring them out, and you know it doesn't fit with what they want to say, but we've been promised we can go and look in all of it.
Because I remember when I was a kid, that place used to have all old pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to, when they did it up, they modernised it, didn't they? You know, to an art gallery as such, as they, you know, took all the old pictures out.
Do you think that's good or bad?
Well, you've got to move with times, haven't
you?
You know. It's like I went to Amsterdam and I had to go with my brother to all the art galleries because that's what he liked doing, you know. And I was going all over, you know, all galleries, you know.
Did you enjoy it though?
It was good, yeah.
Yeah. Because is it Van Gogh? Amsterdam?
Gogh, and there's all sorts. The Cavalier. Leslie likes them kind of things, you know what I mean? He likes his art gallery and he's gambling, you know what I mean?
Wow, that's a bit odd. Bit different from each other, isn't it?
Yeah. He likes classical music. Because one of my brothers, my stepbrother, he's a music teacher, Andrew. He went to the Royal College of Music.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He's a
stepbrother in what way to your dad?
Mother's side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that woman I told you about.
Okay.
Yeah. And Andrew, he's a music teacher. And he's played, what's that place in America? The Symphony Hall or something in America?
Carnegie Hall.
Something like that in America. He's played some big place in America. And he can more or less play any instrument. Congratulations to him, man. That's astounding. Yeah, but he's a music teacher. I live somewhere near London way, you know. That's Andrew. Do you know, my biggest ever thought is that all of us was artists in the Reno. Oh, yeah. That's what that was our vibe. I don't think we would have known how to describe it then. I think some of them was artists, you know, picking people's pockets or whatever. Do you remember Shaky, the big guy? Yeah, the one who used to do all that. Yeah, and he used to wear a Crombie. Yeah, and he used to get you and he'd be shaking you up and down. By the time you finish, you've got nothing left. Yeah, just about got your underpants on. I used to call him Shaky because that's what he used to do. And and then he used to get me involved in that bloody, you know, the round thing with the black, the white, and he'd go like that, and he'd say, put some money on that, and blah, 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 blah. And he used to do it, and then he used to win, and he used to give me a couple of quid. He'd say, thanks for helping us. But most of the time, it was funny. He'd be shaking the guy. He's shaking. Anything else? No. Do you want to say anything else? No, I'm just saying let's get on. Let's get on with it, innit? That's as simple as that. No, absolutely. I think it's just amazing where the journey's taking us. Like you said, with the books, and we'll have a photo book and a film and a documentary and then And we will on the telly as well. Yeah, a few times. News. Yeah, it was on a few times. Yeah. And we've been recognised with the National Lottery Awards, so... That's good, we've been recognised, isn't it? It's absolutely... Like I said to you before, and it's like, by the time it's getting recognised for something, then all troubles in Moss Side and all the rest of it. There's no trouble in Moss Side or Hume or anywhere. You know, trouble everywhere with young people, isn't it? Mm. Yeah, that we just get labelled. That's the disappointment that I've got now is that young people just don't value life. I don't know. That's their young, it's their time, we've had our time. Isn't it? But that's the trouble, we're here, we're still here. No, exactly, we're still living there. Yeah, we had you know, like me, I had loads of backholes, stabbed a few times, so I'm still here, you know what I mean? But now it's a matter of, you've got to value life, you know what I mean? Because life is precious. Your mother carried you for 9 months or whatever. That's a lot, you know. You've got to value that, you know. You come into the world, you take your first breath, and when you leave, you take your last breath, you know. That's what you've got to think about. But when you go to the cemeteries and see young people 18 and 17 dying for nothing, to me it's stupid. You know, I don't need a fast car. I don't need the biggest drug dealers. You know what I mean? You don't need it.
It's different when you're a teenager, though. You see.
Yeah, but we went through all that. Didn't we?
Exactly.
We went through that. We were all up to no good. You know what I mean?
No, exactly.
But we didn't. The difference is we all got our own things and we did our own things, right? We didn't try to outdo somebody else. You know what I mean? In a way.
That's different times. I don't know what it's like to be a teenager now.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It really hard. It is hard. Because all you do is come out of school, shove you in college. Right? You go to college, where are you going to go from there? Try and find a job. Where there should be a lot of apprentices places for people, shouldn't there? You know, teaching and practical things. You know, there's none of that, is there?
I've no idea.
Nah.
Well, I'm thanking you, right, for being a super worker, right, for coming and doing the fines when your leg was still hurting, and just for generally being my friend, man. I loved our time on the dig, Jeff, and I'm really, really happy that you was there. And we never mentioned that you and David made back friends.
Oh, yeah.
After 4,000 years. No, because of the dig.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
So, and I loved you two as a team, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, just doing your thing.
Yeah. I think Myra said that, think about, well, you two have been friends for a long time, why you fall out, you know what I mean? But that's what life, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
Just life.
And I just love the way it reconnected us all. There was loads of people that turned up and was like, I haven't seen you for, you know what I mean? I haven't seen you for... And the hugs, you want to see the photograph of the hugs.
Yeah. When
people, you know, the genuine massive, massive hugs.
Yeah. There was a lot of people helped us though, weren't they? You know what I mean? Like the food and whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was all right.
Big up to Susie Musa for our dinner every day.
Yeah. You know, people did care, you know.
Yeah.
What we were doing.
Oh.
And I think we all got on together. We all enjoyed ourselves, and let's hope to the next adventure that we're going to do.
Absolutely. To the next adventure, I'm signing us off.
All right then.
Thank you, darling.
Okay.